Hello, people of YouTube. Hello, silver stackers. Hello, coin roll hunters. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. This is Michael from Pennyhaven, and first off, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, then give it a like, then come back over here and hit that bell icon so you know when my new videos come out. Alright, so this video is going to be back to the appraisal adventure. I dropped off what I'd been working on, which was a lot of the Jefferson nickels, the Buffalo nickels, the V nickels, things of that sort, and I picked up a few more things. What I will be working on, I have another bin of Indian head pennies, and some flying eagle cents in there as well. I have a bag full of partially completed coin folders. There's some wheat cent ones, there's like a few partial pages of some Roosevelt dimes in there, some things of that sort. I've got another bin of nickels, which is what I'm going to be working on tonight, and then I have a little special surprise bin. I can't wait to show you what's in there. But I've been on nickels recently, so I'm going to get right back into it with Buffalo nickels. Since I've got those on the brain, I just put down a couple hundred lines of, prices. Close to 100 lines. I don't want to say I'm doing more work than I am, but put down about 100 lines of appraisal data in a spreadsheet this last time around just for nickels. So I'm going to get back to the Buffalo nickels right now. Here we go. Okay, so what I just went through was this bag that says Buffalo nickels, can't read date. And I was curious just to see if they were all completely slick, and I did find that there were some I could read the date on with my magnifying glass, and there were some where I could at least read the 2 or the 3 in 1920 something, 1930 something. So you really want to, if you can at all, decipher the date, put those aside. So this is a 1920, these are two 1925s. These are all Philadelphia, incidentally. And you can usually tell the mint mark because this part does not wear as quickly as the date. The date on Buffalo nickels is just notoriously a bad wear spot, so you end up with this slick little date plate here on the shoulder. So Brad from Brad's World Coins, if I didn't mention that I'm doing this appraisal thanks to him. I'm helping him out with this. So we are going to use nick-a-date on the nickels that we're absolutely 100% sure that we cannot get the date off of any other way. Magnifying glass, microscope, nothing's doing it. Just because it's worth it if you can use the nick-a-date and find a key date. 1913S, 1915S, 1921S, 1924S, those all, and 1931S, those all have less than 2 million. It's 1.2, 1.6, 1.4, and then the super key is 1926 San Francisco, the S. It's the S ones are the lowest mintage throughout the Buffalo nickels. 1926S only had 970,000, so that is the key date. And if the date's not discernible any other way, I think it's worth using the nick-a-date just to see if you can pull one of those super key dates. It'd still be great as a filler, even though it is technically altered at that point. Okay, so I'm going to get back into this. Luckily, most of the Buffalo nickels were already separated by year into bags, so that part's done for me. So I'm going to look through those, check the years, see if there's any key dates, semi-key date already present, and if not, I might split them up by mint. And I've got a big bag of Jeffersons to get to, so that's coming up. Okay, so this 1909 Colombian 5 pesos. So there was the Colombian Civil War from 1899 to 1903, and then they struck this from 1907 to 1916 to replace the paper currency that had been in usage until then. There's a PM on the bottom that denotes that that's why this was struck. This was an inflationary currency struck to replace paper money of the Civil War era. Very cool. It's worth a few bucks. It's not silver, it is copper nickel, but it's got a fascinating story. I'm so glad to have learned something about it. And yeah, it's worth a few bucks. Then we've got quite a few V nickels here. And what do we have? This bottom row, you can definitely see the dates: 1902, 1904, 1905, 1907, and another 1905. I think another 1904 up there that you can see. So, yeah, that's pretty good. They're not in the best shape, but a V nickel is a V nickel. You're not really going to get these back in change at Wendy's. So, they're always valuable. Then, just a boatload of war nickels. War nickels, of course, so called because at this period in time when they minted these, it was during World War II, and copper was precious and was needed for the war effort. So they found it more efficacious to replace the copper in the nickels and use that for the war effort. And they changed the alloy for the nickel, so it had a much smaller amount of copper, and then silver, and then manganese on top of that, just to help with the alloy. 35% silver, actually. So there we go. They replaced that precious copper needed for the war with an actual precious metal, something that we would consider precious today. Okay, so that's going to be it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun going through these, finding some more things. I've got these all sorted now. Oh, I thought these looked funny. Here are the two 1939s as well. I'm like, that looks too bright for a circulated war nickel. You can see that these age into a dark color if they've been circulated and handled a lot. So, okay, I'm going to get out of here, see what I can cook up next for the next video. Hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. I do try to get back to all my comments in a speedy manner. Check out the YouTube channels of my Patreon supporters. There'll be a list coming up right after this. They've got some great channels, some really great guys. Check that out. And, yeah. I just said great guys, and Lady Bullion is one of the channels, so I correct myself. Some fantastic channels. Okay, I'm going to get out of here now. This is Michael from Penny Haven. Happy hunting.